All right, guys, so it is with great pleasure I would like to introduce Mr. Shaun Clark. He is a co-founder of Go High Level. If you don't know Go High Level, go get it today on 14 days free. So Lilia, ClickFunnels, people know ClickFunnels. This is like the number one competitor of ClickFunnels. It's a beautiful product. I've been on it for about 2 months now. It's been absolutely game-changing for our sales team. This is actually the dude, the genius behind it. He's going to give you some secrets, how he kind of levitates and how he kind of floats.
Wow.
Crazy stuff
I
that
know,
he does.
man. Oh.
But this is Shaun Clark, and today he's going to, tell you about his story, tell you more about Go High Level, and, whatever we can do to support him and get Go High Level out to the marketing community. That's what we're going to do. So that's the forum today. And I'm going to ask him some questions. You guys will have a chance to ask some questions. But this is a big deal. Like, his company is like a leader in the space. So Shaun, welcome and good to see you, man.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. I always love interests like that. I'm always like, wait, who are they talking about?
Hey, Shaun, just to give you a little bit of context. So I work with hundreds of fit pros, hundreds of marketers all across the country actively. Like right now today that are on my products actively. So these guys this is like 80% of like my MVPs, like the people I work with almost every single day, basically. So these are the elites. This is the inner circle, man. These are my favorite.
That's what I like to hear. This is very cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I like talking to heavy hitters in the marketing world. I always learn a lot.
That's right. That's right. So Shaun, man, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us
sure.
who's Shaun?
So Shaun Clark, High Level. I'm a software engineer by trade. So if I don't sound like I know anything about marketing, it's because I don't. But we are on the warpath to try to create the best platform out there for marketers and marketing agencies. And that's kind of what we've been working on for the last 2 years. We are serving about 5,300 agencies now and about 125,000 SMBs on the platform. We're a little unique in the sense that we don't really believe that small businesses and individuals should be marketing themselves as much as marketing agencies and marketers should be helping them do that. And so we only sell our platform direct to marketing agencies and marketers. So, and it's almost exclusively done on a white label basis, just because we really think it's important and believe in the idea that you are all professionals in what you do, and the vocation you're in is a serious one. And we want to treat you like the professionals that we think you are. And we just never want to confuse the customer and make them think that somehow it's all the magic's in the software when all the reality, the magic's in you. So we're a little bit different in that.
Thank you for that.
So Shaun, I'm gonna do something a little different. Take us back. Take us back when you're like walking out of high school. Who's Shaun Clark? 17
it's not a very cool story. So I was that nerdy kid who all of you was always playing with computers, and you're like, what's that dude doing? He's like a weirdo. That was me. Like, I was like always playing with computers and programming computers and hiding out in the computer room, that kind of cool stuff.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See,
Same.
Yeah. It's like, I have a 7-year-old son now. And I was like, I always say like, well, I ran for student council every year as in high school, but I had to get there early and put my signs above jump distance, because otherwise by the end of the day, they wouldn't be there. So I was that awesome kid. But I always loved software. I love the power of software and its ability to change the world. And so that's just where I come from and who I am.
Gotcha. And then did you go off to college? I'd imagine?
Yeah. So I went off to college. I was going to be a hotshot programmer. I was going to move to Silicon Valley and live under my desk and sleep there all night and work for Facebook or something. Facebook wasn't out at the time, but Google. In the midst of it, I'm kind of old. I'm 39. So there was this thing called the dotcom bubble, which you guys can read about in the Wikipedia. But basically, overnight, a bunch of tech companies went bust, and I lost my sweet internship, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I walked around my town looking for a job, essentially during summer, and I hooked up with a guy who we ended up starting an answering service, which is also super cool sounding. But turns out that at the time, answering services, these are these people that answer phone calls for small businesses. At the time, it was like this really stratified market. There were these little answering services and all these little towns and stuff. And we were the first ones online. We were the first ones into AdWords. We were the first ones marketing on the internet. And, fast forward 12 years and we had 5,000 small business customers, 400 employees. And we wrote all our own tech, all of our own at home. We put all our employees at home. I wrote a lot of that code. We had hundreds of software engineers that we hired as well. So I had this big answering service business that we ran for 12 years. I exited that business 5-6 years ago. I started my first SaaS company in the accounting space. I helped small business owners automatically collect on past due invoices. I grew that from 0 to about 1,000 customers off my kitchen table. I was acquired by a payments company out of Canada. And then I had to work for them for a year as part of the sale agreement. And then I started High Level with the best software engineer I've ever met, my co-founder, Barron. And then we started in trying to serve small businesses and quickly found that they were not able to help themselves. And luckily for us.
Real quick, Shaun, let me ask you.
Sorry.
I want to stop on the high level part.
Sure.
So how did that even become a thought? Like,
Sure. Yeah. So running Invoice Sherpa, I ran into a lot of small business owners, and I really wanted to help them. I've always been an SMB guy. And so I kept asking, like, okay, cool. I just helped you collect $100,000 you never thought you'd see again. Sweet. What else do you want in life? Like, what other needs do you have? And they'd all say the same thing. We want more customers, right? And I sort of naively thought, well, I bet you I could put software to that task and solve that problem. And so I really learned from Invoice Sherpa, which is the name of the SaaS company. I was doing a very wide thing. I would do one thing for lots of people. It's very wide. And so I knew coming out of that, I really wanted to go deep. I wanted to pick a vertical. And these are like the true stories of being a software engineer. But in the midst of it, I said, okay, let's start off by creating an entire management stack and a CRM for plumbers and HVAC and home service guys and gals. And right in the middle of that, I got shiny object syndrome, and I saw like Podium and Bird Eye, and I thought, well, wait a second, maybe we'll just go compete against those guys real quick. And so we started High Level off as like a Podium Bird Eye competitor. That was kind of because I thought, well, maybe we could help businesses get reviews and, help them do two-way text messaging with their customers. That would be amazing, right? And so that was sort of the start of High Level. We got about 10 customers deep, and I would get on demo calls. I would show them the software. People would be like, whoa, that's amazing. Shaun, you're awesome. Take my money. And I was like, yes, we're going to make it. And then 2 weeks later, they would all cancel. And I'd be like, no, what happened? You told me it was amazing. And they were like, it is amazing, but you know what? I don't have time to figure it out. And I was like, crap, this is a problem. We are not going to last long. And so lucky for me, I had a marketing agency call me, and they had one of the customers I had signed up as a co-customer in common. And they were like, hey, can we see your app? And so we showed them, of course. And they're like, that's amazing. I want to buy that for my other 80 customers right now. What does it cost? I don't care. Like, take my money. And we're like, okay, that's interesting. And so we sold it to them. And then all of a sudden they said, I have 13 friends who could use this same thing. And the 13 friends all bought. And they were like, that's interesting. And weeks would go by and no one is canceling. So that was really curious. And then we went to a live event, a mastermind, as I learned it was called later. And there were 40 marketing agencies in the room. And they all said, this is amazing. And all 40 of them bought. And then right about that time, because I'm a slow thinker, I was like, maybe we should start focusing on the marketing agency space and not in the marketer space and not the small business space. And so, fast forward 2 years later, and here we are.
Nice, man. So when you decided to go with marketers, when did you make that decision? What year was that?
Oh, that was pretty close to the outset. I mean, we're talking 3 months after launch. So about year and 3 quarters ago.
A year and 3 quarters ago. Okay.
Yeah, we've only been around for about 2 years.
Okay, I gotcha. So
okay, that makes sense too.
Yeah. So like so Go High Level is huge. People love the product. Pretty much everyone here is on Go High Level. I've been on funnels and ads for about 5 years. I love the product. In fact, the people I work with, everyone here, I've been telling them, like, get on Go High Level. What are you guys, like, what does 2021 look like? What are some of the things that you guys are looking to do, or how do you make it better, or what do you guys have your attention on?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's all about, so the way we think about the product is lead to customer. And at the core of of everything that we do is trying to talk to people about our customers, the agencies that we serve. We truly believe that if you can turn leads into customers, you will keep your customers forever. And so some of it is just about taking the existing product and making it better. So we have a big release coming in October. We'll be adding a drag and drop workflow builder, a brand new drag and drop email builder, an AI powered lead nurturing product that's going to sort of help finish off the lead nurturing in situations where people ask questions that right now we're not able to answer. Like, you know, do you have a 2020 Toyota Tacoma on the lot? Right? Like, that's a great question. That's like a, if you do, you can take my money question. But a lot of times right now in the nurture process, that falls flat. So we have a big update there coming. And so there's that piece. And then from there, it's really about a couple of things. Making the app a little easier to use for the average agency to get started, because we have a lot of freelancers who come in for the product and they're still learning how to start a business, let alone how to use this really in-depth marketing technology. We have a lot of stuff that's for the advanced people. Like, we're just rolling out attribution. And so, like, if you said to me, hey, Shaun, I run Facebook ads. I want to know how much revenue this ad is generating for my customer. We can actually tell you that now. So there's these really in-depth, for the right agency, some really in-depth analytics that I think will help all of you figure out, like, what ads do I spend more money on? What ads do I spend less money on because I'm not making as much money? So there's a lot of that that's going into the product. And then I think our goal then at that point is really to just do what we've always done, which is we're very community driven. So we don't really wake up every day and sort of try to prognosticate and about what we think our customer wants. We literally ask our customers. So if you're one of our customers, we have an ideas list where people are, everybody puts their ideas up, they vote on it, and we literally kind of follow that list down. A lot of the trends we're starting to see are people are asking us for tools, not just to help their clients, but also to help them. So like things like proposal software, people would like us to put proposals into the app, billing and payments. So billing and payments will probably make their way into the app. Blogging has been started to be asked for, so we'll probably drop blogging. Social media posting is on the list. Coupons and contests are on the list. Sorry, I'm blanking. There's a couple other ones, but you know, really what we do and what we want to do is continue to listen to all of you and add those components into the app as we go that you tell us are the most important. So that's really kind of how we're focusing.
Nice, man. Wow. I was thinking, man, this does like everything, like clean your house, add that to the list. I was like, man, this thing does everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a balance. So, I mean, we're going to take some time out in the next couple of months to really refine the interface a lot, make the UX flow a little bit better. The workflow builder, I think, is going to be huge for us. If you've ever used like ActiveCampaign or HubSpot or those things, we'll have one of those in there. And it doesn't actually make the system do anything it wasn't already doing. It just makes it easier to do the things that it already does. But, you know, as engineers, I think sometimes we get a little askew in the like feature department, and we don't spend enough time in the ease of use department. So we're gonna take a little bit of a vacation to the ease of use department for a while.
Yeah, I was telling Onisha today, I was like, I'm waiting for the thing just mentioned to roll out. I'm ready to get rid of ActiveCampaign. You know,
there you go. And see, it's funny because right now today, as an engineer, we're always like, oh man, it already does everything ActiveCampaign does and a lot more. But you know, if you're familiar with that sort of, and it's a good interface, my hat's off to them. It's a really easy way to do it. So yeah, October 22nd though, it's all over but the crying. So
October 22nd.
Nice. It's coming soon.
What's the overall goal? Like, where is this thing gonna go? What do you guys really want to do at the high level?
Good question, right? So like, I should say something like, I'm going to build $1 billion business and I'm going to go public and I'm going to be the next superstar guy. But that's actually that's just not my MO. Like, I really love what we're doing. I'm super passionate about it. I've watched people take their agencies from $5,000 a month to $50,000 a month on the platform. And all because, not because they weren't amazing to begin with, but because we helped enable them to scale better and to actually show their customers all the amazing things they were already doing. We were able to just sort of enable them to be a little bit more successful than they were already being. And that to me is just the goal. Like, that to me is the fulfillment that I enjoy. So my personal goal is if we can get the best, not all, because some marketing agencies and some marketers are good and okay. I don't want the okay folks. I want the people who are really in it to win it. if we can get the absolute best marketers on the planet onto the platform and help them grow and scale their businesses, that's my goal. And if that's 100,000 people, awesome. If it's 10,000 people, that's awesome too. Like that's really my goal, to be honest.
I got that. Okay. Yeah. One thing I noticed about you guys that was different, well, just different in general, because I know, like me, I don't want to talk to nobody, man. You're going to pay a lot of money to talk to me. So I was like, there was I got on the free trial and there was like a prompt to book a call with you. And I asked you, the first thing I asked you, I said, man, how do you have time for this? How's that even possible? And then you said that you had a lot of attention on like the user experience. And you said this is like where you get your joy, is talking to the consumers. And like it's really valuable and we're here. But I'm gonna ask you again, like, how long could you do that? How is that even real?
I'm already way past, way past that actually being a thing. Like it's very hit and miss. What we're doing right now is we're evolving our business to make this more scalable. So while I probably will be on less calls as the days go on, my goal is not to get rid of that idea though. I think it's important to put people on calls who are competent and to create a product that serves this audience the right way and stays true to its vision of we think of ourselves as the partner, the technology partner in your business. And so for us, that's the most important piece of it. And we'll stumble here or there as we build this out. And I'm certainly way beyond scale. I have 50,000 people who want me to do something for them urgently in Facebook Messenger that I just probably may never get back to at this point. But I do the best I can, and because I love what we do and who we are, and I just hope to continue to find the right way to go about getting to this market and helping all of you be successful, because what I truly am passionate about is seeing the success of the people you serve. And I know that without you, those people will never be as successful as they could otherwise be. And I think that that's a worthy mission.
Right on. Anisha had a question. Anisha, you want to ask him?
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah, I heard him mention he wants his company to become more scalable. So I wanted to know, like, what are you focusing on when making it more scalable? And will you have an affiliate piece available?
Affiliate piece as an affiliate program?
Yes.
Already got that.
Come on.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Here you go. Go sign up quick. It's 40%. It's 40% on the recurring on the first tier and 5% on the second.
Love that. Okay.
So and in fact, we would not be here without our affiliates. In fact, and it's funny because the word affiliate can mean a lot of different things. To us, it means amazing customers who are willing to recommend us to people that they know and love and trust, and who they see as colleagues. So for us, it's not going out on some affiliate network and doing some big deal, because I don't know anything about that, to be honest, but it's about great people sharing with other great people and telling, look, this is the product you should use, and us just trying to say thank you for doing that. That's how I see our affiliate program, but we wouldn't be here without it.
That's beautiful.
So but from a scalability perspective, outside of the affiliate stuff, I mean, what we're really focused on now is hiring the right people and investing in the human capital. The thing that, as a software engineer, have you ever heard the statement, to a person with a hammer, every problem looks like a nail? I've heard it. It's a good saying, because I think it's true. We all sort of come at life with our skill set. And for me, as a software engineer, I think, how can I write code for that, right? That's the answer to everything. But as a founder, you have to realize that sometimes the answer is not software, it's people. Having great people. So really for us, it's about hiring the right people in the right places so that we can continue to provide the level of service that we want to our customer.
So Shaun, I actually have a suggestion in terms of ease of use for like websites.
I'm all ears, man. Fire away.
So basically one of the things, so I myself am also a software engineer. I do automation all day for my 9-to-5 job with Verizon. So, one of the things that I've noticed with websites is that it's not geared as much towards people who are not very technical. For example, the buttons, right? So like some of the agency templates, one of the things that you actually have to do is you have to go into the CSS selector to actually change, the colors and all this other stuff in it. And for someone who's not technically inclined to stuff like that, they wouldn't know where to go, what to do, what to see, stuff like that. So that's one of the things that I think.
So right. Yes, absolutely. And so actually, I mean, so that whole taking a vacation to the ease of use piece, that's exactly. So we've been on a tear for the last 2 years, just throwing down features as fast as humanly possible. And, there's an upshot to that and a downshot. The upside is I get to check a box that says we do websites, right? And, for the right person, they'll say, oh, those websites are amazing. But what I've come to realize over time is you're absolutely right. The focus now for us is going to be about making it easier to get into the websites, easier to do some of those things. And again, for me, the number one thing to success in our app out of everything else that we do, if you never build a website, if you never do anything else, if all you do is drive a lead in and put that lead on a campaign and create an automatic conversation and get that person to book on your calendar without talking to them, that right there will change every business in such a dramatic way. So for us, that's the first thing. How do I get that done in a way that's perfect and simple and beautiful? And then just from there, like you said,
make it easier.
What are the other parts of the app we need to do?
That makes sense. And thus far, you guys have done a great job. Like every day I get on Go High Level, I learn a little bit something new.
Yeah.
So far, I mean, it's been wonderful. So.
But I appreciate that feedback, Jason. I am all ears. Trust me. In fact, it's funny because as excited as I am about October, I actually want October to be over and done with, so I can get on to this ease of use stuff. Because today, if I'm being honest as a founder, the people that cancel or churn from our software, they come in two stripes. One is they don't have a business, they have no customers, and they have no, like when I talk to them on the phone, they just don't have a clue how they're going to get there. And so for us, they're the wrong fit. Like those are the people I say, you really need a great coach. Let me recommend some people to you, right, to help you out. But so that's one bucket, and it's hard for me to really feel terrible about that. The other bucket though is people who just come in and they say something like, it's too technical for me, and I'm like, dang it, because if only I had gotten on a call with you to show you the magic, you'd still stick around. But I know that's not scalable, and so now we're like, all right, let's go use software to make this easier,
right,
and more visual and those sorts of things. So yeah, we're very committed to that as our next path.
That's awesome.
Hey Shaun, what's the hardest part of your job?
Feeling. I'm sort of an emotional guy, so feeling bad about all the people who I miss or can't help. And where I know if I had just reached them soon enough, I could have changed their life in a positive way. So I guess for me, that's the hardest part.
Yeah, I get that, man. That's very real. Yeah, they're better off with you than without you guys.
I am so biased, but at the same, and I get that, and I own it. But I will say, on the same token, it is my core belief that if you are a marketer or a marketing agency, there is no better platform on the planet for you to be on. You may not like us for everything that we do, but I promise you there is something that we do that provides enough value for you to be on the platform. And so, and I would say that to anyone, anytime, any day. And I think that what's tough is when I see someone not recognize that, and I know that I got like, crap, I really wish I had been able to get to you before you decided that wasn't true for you. So I could have helped you. But it's also a good lesson. It teaches you, like, you're not done here. You got more work to do. So that's okay. We'll keep at it.
Got it. Thank you. Louis has a question.
Me? No.
Fire away. Whoever raised their hand.
What's up, Shaun?
Hey.
Hold on, let me say something real quick. So I've been on the ClickFunnels brand, man, for years, okay? Louis, one of the first things I met, he's like, bro, you got to get on high level. You got to get on high level.
Thank God for that, man. Thank you.
He's been saying it. And he's been on high level. So he's like.
So let me drop my affiliate link.
Good. That's great. As you
Shaun,
should.
we met a couple times. but Paulson got me on high level. Paulson Thomas. Anyways, so I just wanted to your point there. In March, right before like everything got shut down in the U.S., I switched over from I had Active Campaign. I was using ClickFunnels, 10 different softwares to build my funnel out. And I jumped on high level, was mind blown. And at that point, I finally made a decision to hire Mike. So I got high level, I got Shaun's company over here, I got Mike over here on the right side, got into his inner circle. And just like you said, man, like my whole life has changed, dude.
That's awesome to hear.
My business, I went from a solopreneur in March to I got a staff of 12 now, full time.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it's been life changing, man. And it's because of literally your tool and because of Mike's coaching. And because of me, obviously, I'm smart.
Well, yeah, I mean, you made it happen. Right?
I just wanted to drop that in there to your point of changing people's lives, man. And it's helped me. I have 35, 40 agency clients now. And I've like literally have a whole page of video testimonials of just changing people's lives because of your product and because of the systems that we put in place. So thank you for that, man.
You're welcome. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you getting other people on the platform because, I really feel like we're on a journey together. Like for every customer, for every person here, every person in our group, every person that we talk to, like I really feel like we're in this together as a team. You all have amazing skill sets that I feel like if we pair our skill sets together, nothing is not accomplishable. And on our side, the only thing that pains me is when we can't do something faster or better than I know we can to help you more, to do more for your agencies and do more for your customers. But I think what all of us do is a noble pursuit. The thing I like about what we work on is at the end of the day, most of you, your outcome that you're going for is to help someone better their lives through growing a business and achieving better results for themselves and their families, their communities. I think there's something very wholesome about it. And so I believe very heavily in the mission we're on. But I also believe that the right answer will always be marketing agencies, because I feel like the small business owner, it will always be great at what it is that they do. The last people I talked to, they serve roofers and plumbers and HVAC folks, and they're amazing. They're very technical in their areas, and and I think that's awesome. But I think marketing is just as technical, just as sophisticated, just as ever changing, and just as needed professionals to be involved. And so for us, we just hope that we have this opportunity to continue to serve this community and make it better every day and bring more people into it, because I think it's very underserved. I don't think there's nearly as many marketing agencies as there could be. And I think that all of you can all be very profitable and scalable and happy without fearing more people as competition. So I think it's a very big and growing industry.
Hey, Shaun, I got a few more that I want to open up, whatever you guys want to ask. So what's up with like live events, virtual events? Is there talks about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me remind you, I'm a terrible marketer. So I am also the co-founder and CEO. And so we were right on the cusp of having a physical event before COVID. And so I really love this idea. We will have one. And so that is absolutely something I want to do. Don't get me wrong. And I will need great people, mostly just to do it all for me somehow, some way, because I am incapable of doing it for myself. But I'm in full support of it. I can't wait to come and meet all of you in person. And I have a lot of fun. And I was having a lot of fun doing it. In fact, right before COVID, I was in Tampa, Florida at an event, and it was amazing. So,
Shaun, I know for a fact, like a live event or even a virtual event, I know everybody would get behind it. Like I know they would. I'm sure
they would. And that's the thing. We just need to. And this actually, this speaks to the whole like, what am I doing to scale a company thing, right? We're hiring the right people. Like I just brought on an affiliate manager. The affiliate channel is our biggest channel. It has been from the beginning, and I believe it always will be. And yet there was no one in charge of that channel until the last month. So we're definitely, that's the kind of thing where I want to keep pushing. So if you know any good people who know how to run a virtual event, I'm happy to send them my way. I'm happy to talk to them.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got you. It's me.
Yeah,
I got you.
that's great. Yeah, it could be like
Okay.
virtual
I
events.
got you. It's me.
Yeah.
For high level by Mike.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so guys, do you have some questions for Shaun and about Go High Level or what they're doing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, has everybody seen the platform? Do you know what we're talking
I had
about?
a question, yeah. I was going to
Yes,
say,
sir.
Shaun, what's the difference between Go High Level and ClickFunnels? Like, what's the biggest difference, would you say?
Sure, absolutely. I think ClickFunnels is so if you're early on in your journey, I think that if you don't come through a great coach, I think that ClickFunnels is probably a really good place to start. But if we really think about the journey of lead to customer, so the way we think about it in high level, it's capture, nurture, close. So if you capture a lead, right, somehow, some way, and ClickFunnels is great about that. The problem is, unless that person literally hands you the cash right there, which most people don't, they're just a lead, right? They're like a name, they're an email, they're a phone number. So it's the nurture process that actually matters. I had a really good marketer say this to me recently, so I feel good in quoting him. He said, look, put me up against the best Facebook ads person on the entire planet in any vertical, and I swear at the end of the day, I will blow them out of the water, because even though my ad will generate half the leads their ad will, my faith and belief in the power of nurture will ultimately win the day. And so for me, it's about capturing the lead is just the beginning of the funnel. ClickFunnels talks about funnels, but really they're the top of the funnel. They're not the full funnel. So for us, it's once the lead's captured, how do we take that lead across the nurture sequence to get them to be that customer? And for, in a local business, it tends to always be the same flow. It's take that lead, start talking to them immediately. So like send them a text, like easy example, like, I don't know, like roofer, right? You'd be like, you run an ad for a roofer and it's like, I don't know, get a free estimate on your roof replacement. As soon as that lead comes in, there's these really great studies that we've all read or heard about where it's like, you need to get to the lead within the first 5 minutes. But in reality, I think it's more like the first 1 minute. And then you need to continue to talk to the lead until the lead responds, right? And what we're trying to do here, we're trying to ultimately get that lead to book up an appointment with the roofer, who at no point during the sequence will probably be around or available because they're up on a roof somewhere, right? And so high level is about capturing the lead, getting to that lead within the first minute and saying, hey, Bob, this is John the roofer. In order, thanks for registering for our free roofing estimate. In order to get you an estimate, I need to get out to your house. Can I book up an appointment with you right now? And having that person text back, sure, or yes, or sounds good, or awesome. And then high level, using machine learning, can see that that's a positive, right? That's a yes. And then we shoot back, great. Here's a link to our estimates calendar. Grab a time that works for you. And bam, we just booked somebody onto that roofer's calendar without that roofer ever having spoken to that person. They have an appointment. We get the appointment reminders going. And then what happens? The roofer shows up. The person is there. And bam, that's how we finish the job. And we take that person from capture to close. And that roofer makes money. And then they say, wow, my marketing agency's freaking phenomenal. Look at those guys. I'm keeping them for life. To us, that's the mission. And tracking everything that happens in the middle, after the roofing appointment, following up with the roofer and saying, hey, how much was the estimate that you gave them? And then putting that estimate value and attaching it automatically to the lead. So at the end of the month, like our goal, like if I was to, and I don't know if can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
My goal is like this. This is what I want for every agency. Instead of saying like, hey, look how many leads we got you, right? It's, hey, look how many opportunities we got you, which is not a lead. It's a lead that went onto a campaign and then it responded. So it's like a hot lead, right? Wow. We generated you $704,000 worth of pipeline value. And good job, guys. You almost closed 11%. So we made you $72,000, right? Bam, high five. Woo, yeah. We'll keep doing that for you. We'll keep rocking it for you. Because to me, this is in essence what marketing agencies and marketers are tasked with doing. And this for us is the vision of high level. It's how do I help you bring the lead all the way through the process and give you guys and gals the accountability that you need to your customer and the visibility to your customer to show them all of these amazing things you're accomplishing for them so that they stay for life. So I don't know if I answered your question, but
yeah, that definitely answers the question. yeah, this is awesome because you can see how much you have in the pipeline, like pending deals. It's it's very different. ClickFunnels. It's
I mean, and again, if you're just starting out, please go to ClickFunnels. For us, it's we don't do well with those people. I mean, honestly, the people who show up at our door and say, I have no clients, I don't know how to acquire customers, help me. We're really bad fits for those people because we don't consider ourselves coaches, right? We're not here to, there's a lot going on here. This is about scaling an agency. So our fit starts around 3 clients. You know, it's someone who's going to say, all right, I kind of sort of know what I'm doing here, but I really want to take this up to the next level. That's really the person that we serve the best.
I think it's interesting that you said that because I'm relatively new, to marketing and definitely brand new to your platform. But myself, Stefan, and Jay came in through Modern Millionaires, and initially how they had their training program set up, it wasn't very helpful as far as walking us through the process entirely. But they restructured it, and they did an amazing job of getting us there. And I find the platform to be very user-friendly. Once you have the time to commit to learning it, even if you're brand new, you should be just fine. And that's just my opinion on it.
I love you. If you were here right now, I'd ask if I could hug you. But if only more people had that perspective, I think, I mean, that's how I feel, right? But, you know, I just find that, I think it just depends on who you are too, right? So like, if I had to guess, you're clearly somebody who's on the drive. You are all in. You are all in to make it happen. But you know, there are a lot of people that show up at the door, and if I really had to size them up, it's either that they don't quite realize what they're getting into and they're getting way over their head, or they do want to take it all the way, but they just need it to come in steps, you know, kind of slowly. And so for those people, I actually think there's a little bit of a different model for them where coming through a coach is the most important thing. But I'm so happy to hear that's how you feel, because that's what I wish for everybody. But sometimes I find it's not the case.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, like what Lilia said, is definitely a thing, right? Like if you're not motivated to actually learn a new system, even as like a software engineer, if you don't spend the time to like learn a system, then it's not going to work the way that you want it to work. Whether you have 10 clients or 0 clients, it doesn't matter, right? If you spend the time to actually learn it and actually develop the stuff that they have already given you, then you can make it happen, right? You just have to be determined.
I totally agree with that. I mean, we have lots and lots and lots of successful customers to prove. But I guess the thing I don't know if this is just part of the game, but I mean, the number of modern millionaires who have called my cell phone, because I'm the guy who's my personal cell phone's on the billing receipts still, who call me and say, it's sad, but it's classic. I'll get a call and someone will sort of say like, hey, can I get the first thing is like, hey, can I get a refund because I can't pay my rent? And I'll be like, like I just feel like this heavy heart, like, how did you get here? Like, why did you make a personal choice to expose yourself to that level of risk? And I think to myself, those are the people who need to take a different path. So I guess it's all about preparation as well, right? There are people I think who get excited about the idea of starting a business, and I think they probably could be successful under a certain model, but jumping right into this model, probably a little over their head.
For something like that, I think if there was a demo version of it where they could stay and learn, as opposed to diving right in and committing a lot of money to it from the get-go, then that probably would be helpful.
Yeah, that's a 14-day trial, Lilia.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the 14-day trial.
Yeah, we'll see here. I mean, I think the thing is, when I talk to those people, like, I even think that if I gave them a 600-day trial, the vast majority of them would not be successful, because it's not, when I get on the phone with them, so if you ever try to cancel and you get on the phone with me, just be prepared for me to shake you down. I try to be very nice about it, but I'm very much taking it as you breaking up with me. So just realize I don't want to know why you don't like me anymore. So, because I want to learn, right? And what I find is with people beginning in the journey, it's never like, hey, so you're getting on phone calls left and right to do sales, right? Like you're getting lots of at-bats with potential customers, right? The answer is never like, oh yeah, I've got actually 5 customers, but high level's not for me. It's always, I have no customers. I am not getting on sales calls. And I've just decided I'm going to go back to my job, or I'm going to pursue this later, or whatever this sort of thing is. And so I'm thinking to myself, that's the piece I have a hard time solving for. And I feel like a coach is the better place for that.
Well,
hey Shaun, yeah, I wanted to ask.
Dan, real quick, Dan, sorry to interrupt. Yeah. Stefan's had his hand raised virtually.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It actually is to speak on your friend's point too. This answers your point, and a few other questions I just realized that it merged into. I originally started on ClickFunnels, and I fell in love with Russell Brunson as a marketer, and I saw him kind of build his process and stuff like that when he was building the software. And when I actually tried ClickFunnels, I dove into it. I built out my funnel, I built out my sequence, automated it, threw some Zapier in there, everything like that. And I got caught in one problem when in his survey itself, they didn't do an update yet, and they didn't change the buttons where I was trying to have a customer select like 4 things at once, 4 radio buttons, but they could only select one. So I had to build the questions around it. And I stood there for some months and just ended up canceling it. Now, even with the price point, I paid for the $300 a month one as well, right? So I pushed ClickFunnels to the side, but I liked how he did it, and the work that he tried to put into it, tried to put everything together. Now, you had said something earlier, and the difference between your platform and his is he tried to build a funnel software and added the other things to it. So when he pushed the whole idea, oh, you have to love funnels to get into this program, that's exactly what it was. You would be able to build funnels, but you had to now learn email marketing and now learn how Twilio works so that you can set up your numbers and mail warm and everything around it, but you can't, your funnel won't really work as well without having those parts in. Now, the difference, what I'm seeing, but the difference with your software to his is you're a software engineer. So now you're just like, when you see a problem, you throw a wrench at it right away and you're actually fixing those things. And that's the big thing that I love about your software compared to his. The thing that you're getting, I feel like you're getting a little bit of a resistance with, is when these customers are calling you and they're saying they want to cancel, is because you don't really have an onboarding system. You kind of answered your question when you said it earlier. You said when people come to you, if they don't know the software, they're saying, I want my money back because I can't get customers. I can't get this. I can't get that. If people came from ClickFunnels and they came to your software, you'd see that they're probably catching on a little bit faster because they're already used to systems. My friend Jay is already used to automation. So he's like, pop, pop, pop. Alilia, she's used to back end stuff. So she goes in and she does like this. She would fix something that's going to take, like when we had a bigger team, some of us like a days, she just fix it in one little time because she's used to that software. So that's what you're getting. The people who are mostly staying, I don't know if that's the truth, but the people who are mostly staying, they're used to some sort of aspect of this. And you have like a beautiful concoction of just like software, just like, it works. So
it's because we're the smart ones.
Hats off to you. Hats off.
Yeah. I mean, so to that point, I would say most of what I anticipate investing my time and energy into in the future is a lot more, I'm trying to figure out the right word. It's not instructional videos because that's not what people need, but it's not coaching either. It's somewhere in between, I think. It's
onboarding.
Onboarding.
It's onboarding.
Absolutely. That's what we're going to do for the rest of the year.
There needs to be a Go High Level University, because if you do have one, I become an affiliate marketer and teach everybody how to use your system.
That's great. Well, I mean, there are some people out there who've sort of done this without us having to do anything. Like there's a woman named Christine Seal who's out there who has like
awesome. She's
400 videos. And so, and this is what, to be honest, like this is kind of the fun of working with people like you. You are all so amazing in your own right? You have this level of creativity and these contributions and these ability to create these amazing things that I look back and marvel at, because I just think, wow, I could never do that. And so I think that's part of the fun. I mean, we definitely need to take more responsibility on our onboarding, and I promise you will see big changes very shortly in that area. But I still love how much creativity just takes place in the community, and how amazing all of you are when it comes to creating things that, you know, not just help yourselves, but help your other fellow marketers. And when that involves high level, I get even more excited.
Awesome.
Dan, do you have something?
Yeah. I wanted to ask, when you were starting with Go High Level, because my level of marketing, I need to learn more, but where would you recommend to learn, like to commit in learning this craft? What are some resources?
Which craft? Starting a SaaS company?
Like the nurture element, like really
using
using
the actual software.
Oh, the software or the idea?
Like I'm talking about all the elements of the nurture that you have with Go High Level.
Sure.
And,
yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I love our YouTube channel. We've worked really hard on putting out a lot of great content there. I'd also be happy to shoot you my calendar link and you can call with me. But who do you serve? Who are your customers?
So mainly it's fit pros.
Oh,
so
well.
it's like yeah, gym owners and fit pros.
Oh, now
yeah.
I mean, I know for a fact we crush it with the gym folks.
All
so
right.
Our very first affiliate, of the guy who brought me to his mastermind was Rob Bailey, and Rob Bailey, his claim to fame is he had every 9 round, give or take, in the country as his customer. So I know we do well with fitness, but you know, with fitness, I honestly don't think it's that. I mean, the fun part about nurture, and actually maybe one of the reasons we haven't put a lot more time into initially making this sort of easier or more templatized or whatever. I will get people all the time who ask me, like, do you have an example campaign for a gym or whatever? And I always just, you know, internally I think to myself, and this is a mistake, don't get me wrong, I think, well, why would I need to do that? I don't think it's that hard. But at its core, I think the idea of nurture is, you know, that the person you're trying to help, the gym owner, is not able to do what they want to do and they know and love without someone showing up, you know, COVID aside, in their presence, right? Once you can put that person sort of nose to nose with the gym person, they can generally take it from there. They're very passionate individuals. They love what they do. They want to help these people, but they don't know how to get them to show up, right? Yeah. And as a marketer, you tend to be really good at creating interest, right? And creating, you know, sort of that idea that, hey, listen, person out in the universe, I know you want to solve this problem of making your health better or looking better or all of the above, who knows? I can help you with that, but by uniting you with the gym owner. But it's that middle process that matters the most. And that middle process is almost always the same. It's just literally trying to speak to that person immediately because they've already seen your offer. You know exactly where they're at, right? They're right there, like moments, at most moments away from that offer. And it could be on a mobile phone. It could be on a, you know, it could be whatever. And if you reach out to them and you do so quickly, you will continue that thought line in their brain, right? And the most important thing is to be personal. Wow. Hi, person name, first name, not person name. Hi, person first name. This is person, other person name. So like, hi, Shaun, this is Jeff from such and such gym. I'm so excited that you opted into our free 7-day pass or whatever the offer is. I can't wait to meet you. In order to get this process kicked off, I just need to get you scheduled in for your first training session, whatever. Is now a good time to get you scheduled? Yes, no questions are incredibly easy for human beings to understand, to answer, excuse me. I mean, just think about it like this. If I say to you, is your favorite color blue? All of you on this call, as soon as I ask that question, most of you, your brain, without your permission, actually answered that question for you. You may not have said anything, but you know that answer. And why is that? It's because your brain can very quickly process that question. And so the likelihood of getting a response is very high the mistake I see a lot of people make is they will say, if you have any questions, please give us a call, and someone at our front desk will be contacting you soon. And it's just like, whoa, who wants that? No, you want a person to pay attention to you. You want to feel special. And so if you reach out personally, you ask a yes or no question, and you will almost always get a yes or no response. And a lot of times it's a yes because they just opted into the offer that you're talking to them about, right? And so at that point, most people will say sure or yes. And we have a video on the YouTube channel called Using the Positive Intent Trigger. So you might want to write that down, positive intent trigger. And that video will show you that really the most logical next step is to say, you know, if they respond sure or yes or awesome or sounds good, you go back and say, great, here's a link to my calendar, my training calendar, or whatever the most appropriate name for it. Grab a time that works for you. And right there, I promise you, if all we ever do is, as a company, is stop right there, you'll make so much money, because half the people minimum will walk themselves onto that calendar. And from there, you can do appointment reminders and all this other stuff. And then those people will just magically show up. And the gym owner, and in the stats, we can help you with all this, but you can show the gym owner of everyone that showed up at their door, here are the people you are responsible for. And that number will be large enough, in my belief, that gym owner will never want to let you go, because you'll be so critical to their operation. Can you make it a little better here or there, or 50 other places? Absolutely. But at its core, that idea that I explained to you, that is the one thing that every small business in the United States at least, but certainly probably the world, needs to do. And if they just did that one thing, like their results would be just off the charts amazing in comparison to what they're already doing from a lead generation perspective.
Exactly. I was going to say, because one of the biggest issues is the show up rate. Definitely.
Yeah, the biggest thing. So for a long time, all these gurus, they're always selling like, start a Facebook ad agency, get leads, get leads, get leads. That has been like the pitch for like the last 4 years. All the guys that have been gurus, they're like, hey, get the leads. So I know, with my background in sales, I know that's not true. Like, you can get 1 million leads, but if they're not signing people up, it's just not gonna work. They're gonna quit. You can get $2 leads, $1 leads, 50-cent leads. So what I like about what you guys do is that you put in automation to help make it easier for the business owner, the salesperson, and it just like walks them down that pipeline to that appointment to get them to show up, to get them to pick up the phone. So that was like the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem I face as an agency owner, is getting those people, those gym owners, to sell like me. You have to call 12 times. You have to call the day of to remind them. You have to talk, text them, get communication. If they don't sell them, today, then you got to call them tomorrow.
That's right.
You can automate almost the whole thing now.
That's right.
With your deal. Yeah,
that's right.
Super cool.
And we'll go deeper. I mean, in October, we'll do the done for you lead nurturing for the people who have a model where either they're able to effectively charge more for performance. They'll want to use our human rollover.
Yeah, that's exciting. Hey guys, 2 more questions before Shaun gets out of here. Louis, I saw your hand, and then Anisha has a question.
Yeah, real quick. Two quick questions. One is, can you guys come up with some sort of 2 Comma Club award so I can finally cancel my ClickFunnels? Because that's the only reason why I still
Yes.
Louis said it.
I'm with you. We want to do this. It's funny. I actually think we just need someone to help us come up with this answer. I mean, one of the things I always kept thinking about the 2 Comma Club award is, it's like, how much money did you make on behalf of another? But for me, it's like, well, how much money did you make? Right? Like, we want to celebrate the agency. So this is why I always think about, like, well, we need to get billing out so we start tracking all of your guys' revenue, and then we can start giving you 2 Comma Club awards for your revenue. But we need to get to something before that. So yes, I'm all ears. And if someone can come up with a cooler idea than the 2 Comma Club,
call it 3
comma. No, it's the award, right? It's like I think they're very creative with the way they've done that. So, if somebody can come up with a cooler visual, I think that's the only thing I'm missing.
I can help you with that.
I'm paying $100 a month for no reason.
Please. Somebody think of a
I can help you with that. I do branding. So don't worry. Okay.
I like it.
If you need a little help, let me know.
One other question. Another question is this. I think I saw this in one of the weekly emails, but I'm not sure. But are you guys bringing in some sort of messenger, like ManyChat automation?
Yeah. So
that's just the
Sure. So the way we look at that problem is, for a long time I thought I would just sort of like copy and paste what ManyChat's done. But the problem with the way ManyChat's done it in my mind is it's just a survey effectively with conditional logic that's being sort of dripped out to you over Messenger. And so what we think we're going to do, and we'll try this out first in SMS, but we're going to jump to the AI piece and try to make it truly conversational. And I think that if we can do that, we can get to a much better end result, because then it's not, I mean, because if you think about this, and it all depends on how the world turns, but you know, bots are sort of like a thing people have seen a lot of. And I think over time, this whole like, hey, look, it's a bubble I can click on because I know that this isn't a real person. I sort of think over time that kind of gets stale. And I'm curious if 5 years from now, that's still like the thing people do. I never engage with those things because I'm always like, I'm not an idiot. I already know, like if I know what I need, I'm only engaging this chat thing because I'm trying to get like a real response from like a real person because I have like a real question. But so we're hopeful that we can use AI to actually kind of jump to that spot in October, November. But you know, worst case scenario, if I'm wrong, don't worry, we'll just double back and throw ManyChat in there. But I think AI is still the better answer.
I think you're right about that.
I agree.
I actually use I substitute my survey right now with Survey Sparrow, and it has like a little bit of AI chats in it.
There you go. I think that's yeah, and I like the idea that, you know, you're sort of actually talking to somebody. You can still run them through like you're trying to get them to do something kind of thing, but I feel like if they throw out a question in the middle of it, ManyChat just sort of like does not compute, right? So then it's like, well, I'm not. Yeah. This sucks.
Anisha, do you have the last question for us?
Yes, I wanted to ask, because you were mentioning like, you know, your competitor and stuff, and I have good understanding of your point in the market, but I wanted to ask you, have you been able to quantify the amount of growth, like on a revenue or percentage basis, that using you would gain an agency or a user?
Absolutely. So at the client level, so for the roofer, the plumber, whatever, if they have a lead flow, right, of any kind. So if you bring me somebody who has 0, there's no baseline, right? But if you have a lead flow, at minimum, and I mean minimum, just bare minimum, we will double the number of customers that they bring.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
And I've seen this now. Well, we have 120,000 SMBs on the platform, so I've seen it a lot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Shaun.
Thank you.
Appreciate
you,
man.
Shaun.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this video and show the whole world, and you guys go check this guy out. They got a beautiful product. Pretty much everyone here is on the product, with the exception of Lilia, but she's gonna get that today. As you guys can see, Shaun's a great dude, and watch out. Go get gohighlevel.com, Shaun, where people can check it out.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Go check it out. Go get it, Shaun. Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome to talk to you and meet all of you.
Shaun.
It's great to talk to people.
Bye-bye.